Thank you for that.
Yeah, but people deserve to know that they should, know about you. They should read your work, and I feel that way for a lot of people. But you tell it how it is, how you believe, and that is, um, it's just amazing. And I remember when, what was it, the one you did about, what was it, Obama, and
Yes, Obama's Dream. That was the
yeah,
very first book I published.
yeah, that was pretty amazing. And of course, Elijah and the other ones, and I do go back and look at them, and every time I get your newsletter, I read it from top to bottom, and I get a lot of newsletters.
Yeah,
And
imagine.
and yours are, I must say, some of the are the most interesting. So when I see something, I'm going to read it, and when I think that you have been wronged, I want to make it right for you. And I just think that, we've known each other for years, and people deserve to first know the truth. And any person of faith, I believe, would find solace in your work.
And I hope too, encouragement to take up the sword as well in a spiritual sense. Because
Yeah,
I've subtitled this, so it's Know Your Spiritual Rights, and the subtitle is End Times Weaponry for the Warrior in Christ. And thank you for encouraging me about telling it like it is. I used to be in and out of the corporate system. So for instance, I was with the Reuters news agency for several years as a financial journalist. And I was with Standard & Poor's writing articles about the insurance ratings situation and various other corporate roles. And I was always getting chewed up and spat out because someone who is forthright is not going to be the team player that
right.
they're looking for. So now that I'm not in that system and I'm not getting the corporate paycheck, I don't want to soften or tone down the message now that I'm not in that relationship.
And you should
So for instance, yeah, I mean, you hear people saying on when they're making a video, oh, this is for entertainment purposes only, something like that, because they're trying to accommodate the censorship. But could you imagine Jesus beginning his message to the Pharisees when he's excoriating them and calling them a brood of vipers and sons of hell and whitewashed tombs and all of that? It's a wonderful speech that's written down in Matthew 23. But can you imagine him coming to the Pharisees and saying this is for entertainment purposes only? No, he's going to speak his mind,
right.
and tell the truth, no matter who he offends in doing so. And this is something I've come across in various other platforms like Twitter. I had 2 accounts with Twitter. They were both closed down, and they wanted me to jump through some ID hoops to get back on. Rumble wanted I wanted to know my birthday in order to be able to post on their platform and so on. And I won't, because, and Substack too asked for biometric data. I won't do it because, as I said, if I wanted to make those kinds of compromises, I go back and work for corporate China or corporate Britain or corporate America, where I was before.
Right. Yeah.
And Reuters in particular is wow, the difference. When I was there, the organization had integrity. And for instance, if you wanted to make or publish an assertion at Reuters, you had to get 2 independent sources to verify it. But now Reuters is a lie machine. And it's just appalling what has happened to that organization.
Yeah. You don't know what, it's sad because people don't know what to trust anymore. What used to be reliable or credible may no longer be that way. And
Yeah,
it's
I'd say,
terrible.
I mean, going back to what Shakespeare said, all the world's a stage and all the men and women merely players. So there's always been this element of media that's been manicured for public consumption in order to sway opinion. And one notable example of that is the 9/11 false flag event. And Orwell warned us in his novel 1984 that these kinds of events were happening and would happen. But now the extent of falsehood is off the scale, not just from the mainstream media, but also from the purported opposition, the fake opposition, the token opposition that is put there to try and limit the discussion, to draw off attention and dollars into limited hangouts.
Yeah, they
And
try
so
to create their own narrative for it.
Yeah, one of the illustrations of that I come back to often is the floor of a Freemason temple. So the Freemasons being a cornerstone of secret societies.
Right.
Do you know what the pattern is on a Freemason floor?
I did, but now I don't.
So it's basically a checkerboard. It's alternating black and white tiles.
Mm.
So we have the very obvious villains. For instance, the World Economic Forum. So the ringleader, now is this historical moment. It's a time to shape the system. We need a great reset. And then there's his lizard sidekick. Humans are no longer useful. Humans are hackable animals. There's the Canadian poodle, the small fringe minority holding unacceptable views. There's the Kiwi vampire. The side effects are a sign that the vaccine's doing what it should. And there's the Euro Dalek. A better world also means a healthier world. And vaccination is our best chance to do this. So these are impersonations of the black tiles. But then you also have the white tiles, those who are put there as fake opposition, phony media sources that are pretending to oppose the black tiles. So part of our mission and the job of a Christian is to see through this and to heed Jesus's warning that of the wolves in sheep's clothing.
Yeah.
Because the wolves in sheep's clothing are at least as dangerous, if not more so, than the wolves themselves.